Howdy. This is a review of the new Battletech Premium Black Knight. It's a reissue of a miniature that was produced back in, I believe, 2021. It was discontinued very quickly, and now it's back. And I haven't seen this reviewed yet, so if you're curious like I was, this is for you. I purchased two of these kits. One is still in the packaging, and the other I've already disassembled. Now we're only going to open the one. I wanted to review this as if you're someone who just bought one of these, which at the price point is likely, and we'll talk about that in a second. So apologies for the sounds of my dog in the background. She's just protecting the house, and she thinks she's doing a great job. So we'll get started. Obviously, you've got your base. Not much to say there. It looks pretty plumb and square. And we'll start with the torso. So what I do like about the torso is, unlike the Stormcrow that was released recently, this mini seems to have very crisp, deep detailing. Now, there are some places here you want to take a hobby knife and clean it up, but it's nowhere near as egregious as the Stormcrow. The Stormcrow, there were some parts on the fuselage on the left and right where you actually had to take a hobby knife and cut a straight line because it was warped up and it was nasty. It was there are other reviews out there that I think have the same state of mind on the Stormcrow that you can go watch. But the Stormcrow reissue, Stormcrow TC / Stormcrow Bravo, is something I would consider to be not worth your time or money, and quite honestly, kind of a disaster considering the price point. So I wanted to see if this model was the same. Excuse me for just a second. I want to go get another Black Knight to compare it to. Having said that, though, the fuselage or torso and the head look very well sculpted here. Very few complaints. Like I said, there's one little spot here I have to just clean up. That's not too bad. Everything here looks nice. Here's the pelvis, and I was wondering if this was the front or the back. Looks like that's the front. Okay, that's the front, and this is the back. That was another Black Knight. That's a stock Black Knight I've got, and I brought that up for comparison, but it's also useful to see how these parts go. If you ever wonder how a part on a car or a boat or a plane is supposed to be installed, and there's another one of the same version nearby, you just go look at that one, see how it's installed on that one, and go do the same on yours. So working our way down and around, let's go back to the arms. We've got 3 of these right arms, and man, people doing these videos on YouTube always say how awkward it is to do this behind camera, and now I'm starting to understand what they're meaning. So we got 3 right arms. We got one kind of open hand, kind of gesturing palm to the stars. And we've got 2 holding the sword. One is more of an extended, and the other is kind of a cocked arm. So we got those. The left arms, we've got your gesturing, beckoning hand with, I believe it's a medium laser. The other one, that's like really gesturing. Now I know what love is. Thumbs up. Or now I know what you cry. That's the quote. God. All right. Well, I'm leaving that in. So yeah. And then the one, I call those the why bother arms, because you're going to want this bad boy, which I believe this is a PPC on here. So if we look right off the bat, you can tell the barrel's a little bit warped here. It's kind of drooping. So maybe some hot water can fix that, I'm hoping. I'll have to do that because there's another piece we have to use hot water on, and we'll get to that. So we've got 3 arms, 3 legs. We've done the torso, done the hips or pelvis. Let's go to the legs. I'm going to save the right legs for a sec. Let's go look at the left legs. We've got this one that's extended. Kind of extended. It's the most extension you're going to get out of the left. Looking head on, it looks pretty plumb and square as far as the X and Y axis. This one is more of an angled, so it's like a running or possibly a stomping, or and you can consider there's a little bit of patches there. You're gonna want to get off of the hobby knife. And then we've got like our crouching leg, or possibly our like super Air Jordan running leg. Details on all these are really good. And that white film is there, which is a release agent from the mold. You're going to want to wash, just like any mini, you want to wash it before you start your prime with any mini. So I don't consider that to be a plus or a minus. Okay, let's go to the right legs. This one is kind of a leaning forward action man leg. Details are all pretty good there. The details, overall, I'm going to stop saying that, because overall the details are very crisp. Very nice, very deep. So good for panel lining. Everything will work. Okay, this is the leg we're gonna come back to, because there's only two of them. Okay, this is the leg I've got a problem with, right? So this is the leg that I thought I was gonna want to use. It's your standing, kind of a little bit leaning forward leg. However, if we look, this is the same kind of crap we saw in the Stormcrow. I'm hoping I can get some hot water to fix this. If I cannot, I'll do a follow-up to let you know what happened. If you don't see a follow-up video on this model, you can assume that I was able to fix it with hot water. But Catalyst, come on. Or whoever's making these, but some QC is necessary. How are you supposed to get this thing to stand? What's this supposed to do? It's got this, like, derpy, like, leaning in. I don't know what that is. What is this? What is this? I don't know. Okay. That's that. So how does it compare to the original? So I've got this guy, and apologize, I don't have one in gray to compare to, but this one's all painted up. And you can see the detail looking on the head there. The detail is as good, if not possibly better, on the new model. The depth is really there. I like that. I like how deep these sockets are. I was kind of playing around with this earlier, and you can really fit these arms in here. And yes, to the stars. You can really fit these arms in here and kind of give them a really secure pose. So I like that. Again, you will have to trim these with a hobby knife or some sandpaper. The most egregious spot of that is down here. But nothing is like melty or misshapen or as cattywampus as with the Stormcrow. The Stormcrow looked like it had been microwaved. It looked like the whole mech had just been microwaved and everything was just soft. So, that being said, do you want to buy this? Is this worth it? If you are one of those gotta catch them all, want every mech, then you already know the answer. You're going to get this anyway. You're going to get this, you're going to clean it up, you're going to fix it. It doesn't matter. If you're a normal Battletech player, do you want this? I would say if you are into the lore, you're a diehard Comstar, and you want to break these out on May 20th to do your reenactment of Battle 2 Kid, yes, with a caveat, understand what you're getting. Understand that this is... It's long story short, I don't think it's worth the money. I don't think any of these miniatures are worth the money, to be honest. And I'll tell you why. Look at what we get. We get 3 pairs of arms, 2.5 pairs of legs. Look, Monster Fight Club or whoever's doing this, throw us in another fuselage or torso, throw us in another hip joint, and maybe one more leg. We could have 3 Black Knights for minimal expense on your end. For maybe a few more cents, we could have a half of a level 2 of Clanbuster Black Knights. For $15, I would say heck yes. I would say absolutely. That would be a great deal. As it stands, this is like 2/3 the price of a level 2. I think it's the Command level 2 that comes with this Black Knight, and you get 6 mechs for that. So, no matter which way you want to slice this pie, it's not worth the money. Now, personally, I am building a Comstar force, and I wanted a Clanbuster Black Knight on the field, and knowing that Catalyst's minis have been hit and miss. The TC Timberwolf I thought was a hit, was a smash hit. The Grinner, 2 Charlie, Wolfhound, hit. The Hammerhead, after they redid it, pretty good. The Stormcrow has been double thumbs down. The Phoenix Hawk, when they initially released it, 2 thumbs down. I haven't gotten my re-release of that. Same with the Rifleman, the initial release of that. It was basically a blackjack with a spoiler. 2 thumbs down on that. So we're pretty much 1 for 1 hit and miss with these things. None of them are worth the price. Let's get that out of the way. None of these are worth the price, especially Battletech. This is not Warhammer. If I want to make this a Clanbuster, have this guy have a sword, all I have to do is go print out the Alpha Strike card or print out the record sheet, and done. This guy can substitute for that. If we want to get down to brass tacks, I could take this, and I could put BLK KNT Clanbuster with an arrow going that way to show which way it's facing. Boom, I've got a mech. That's one of the great things about Battletech is you don't have to have the actual minis. But if you want them, like I do, you can. And I like the sculpt. I like the variation in weaponry. I like the pose. I do wish the head was a separate piece, so it doesn't necessarily have to be looking that way. That's another gripe I have. Minor gripe. I suppose you can always cut this off if you're a true hobbyist, which I am not. I usually put these together, clean them up, put them together, base coat them, paint them, put my varnish on, and I get them on the table. I don't do masterpieces by any means. I mean, you can tell I'm not basing these things. I want them painted out on the table, and I want you to be able to tell whose team this guy's on and which way he's facing, and that's it. That's all I care about. But yeah, so went on a tangent there for a sec. If you are the avid collector, you're going to get this. If you want a clan invasion force, if you want some of these Black Knights, if you want to actually have the sword, the Clanbuster sword, if you've got your decals ordered from shouts out to Fighting Piranha Graphics, if you've got your other Comstar forces all in their nice Comstar white and blue checkerboard, I mean, man, yeah, go ahead and get one or two of these. Like I said, caveats being you're going to have some funky stuff like this cattywampus leg, which I believe I should be able to fix with hot water, but for the price you're paying for this, this thing should come out of the box near perfect. I'm not gonna whine too much about cleanup. Like this is minimal stuff. The Stormcrow was egregious. The Stormcrow, you had to reshape that mini to make it canon and correct with a knife. That sucked. I hated that. And if you're just a normal Battletech player, if you just like the Black Knight, man, I would say skip this. I would say go get yourself a level 2 for the same price. Paint up your Black Knight. If you're a diehard Black Knight fanatic, go nuts. But prepare to be disappointed, and it's really not worth it. That's what I would say for all of these premium minis, with the exception of the Tango Charlie version of the Timberwolf, the temporary configuration from Tukiad, which is kind of a companion to this. They're good. The models are good. They're not worth 2/3 of a force pack or a level 2 or a star. That's it. Okay, well, that's the review, or initial impressions, rather. I haven't had a chance to put this guy together. He just came today, and in the preceding days, hadn't seen a review of this up. So I hope you find this informative. If you have any questions about this, I'll be putting it together in the next week or so and painting it. And if there's any interest, I'll come back and show you the finished product. But that's it. Thanks. I really hope this helps you guys out, and I'll see you on the tabletop.